Oh, hello everybody, I am Osgand, and this is Morrowind, and recently I have heard people say that they had issues getting around Vivec City, so I will be giving the grand tour today. Um, well, let's start with how you're going to get here. Most likely it'll be with the Silt Strider or boat. Uh, the other option is the Mage's Guild, which is way up there at the tippy top, that doorway. And just to let you know, I have cheated on this character for the purposes of this video. So, actually, I'm not going to walk because I can fly. So, with each of the cantons, there's a few levels. You got the base level, which most of them don't have anything on the base levels except for these ramps. Next to these little ramps, there will always be one of these little emblems. It says which canton you're in. Of course, you could also just look up at your map, but it's a nice little touch. Alright, let's go upstairs then, or up ramp. The first level will be the Wasteworks, and taking the, you're a jerk too. Yeah, the first level will be your Wasteworks. This will be like your middle-class living. It'll have shops and taverns down these halls in the middle. I mean, every canton, Wasteworks is set up pretty similar to this. Go down the stairs here to get to this open place or space, and sometimes there'll be a shop here or a temple or whatever. It just depends on which canton you're in. And this door, on both sides, is the Canal Works. And Canal Works is like your really lower class living. You've got just like poorest of the poor in Vivec City live down here. You've got a clothier, you've got a trader, you've got a warehouse, and sometimes you'll have an ancestral tomb or whatever, depending on which canton, again. And down there, you've got the Underworks, which is basically the sewers. Every once in a while, you'll have a quest that takes you down there, but if you've got any kind of lighting mods, I suggest you take a torch, because it is really dark down there. And with the Foreign Quarter canton, you've got two tiers to the Wasteworks. You've got upper and lower, just in the lower. And here is the upper works. Again, you've got your mid-level merchants, whatnot, and noticed I've got where there's these long hallways on either end of the Wasteworks. It's just like this in the lower Wasteworks as well. Those will take you directly to the big doors, which are the plaza gates. So, and the plaza gates, you've got things like your guild houses, your upper class shops, and your manors, and your treasuries, if it's the Great House cantons. The three main houses have canton here in Vivec City. You've got the Fighters Guild, you've got your Mages Guild over here, and a couple of rival blacksmiths. There's a quest involving those two. That's kind of a cool quest. Really short. Okay, so And, well, before we go any farther, I'm going to give you a overview of the city itself. Float up here for a second. Okay, so we're just at the foreign quarter. We've got the Redoran quarter there, the arena, sorry, Redoran canton, not quarter, the arena canton, Telvanni, Halslalu, Saint Delaine, and Olms, and you've got the temple and the palace, and the big floating rock. That is the Ministry of Truth. That's like the prison slash like re-education place that the ordinators and the temple run. So you don't want to end up there. It's not fun. Before the events of this game, or rather the armistice, rather, this island was, or Vardenfell was a temple preserve and a reserve rather, and actually up until it is up until the events of this game. Unless you were part of one of the great houses, this was the only place you could visit in the city. Was the foreign quarter. Anyway, falling down here quickly. Most of the cantons have gondoliers, so it's like an inner city fast travel system. You can go to 3 or 4 of the different cantons depending on which one you're at currently. It'll usually cost you a little bit. Let's move on. So, fastest way to get around the city is probably the gondoliers, but a useful thing to have is a slow fall spell. So, if you're up on the one of the top levels, you can just kind of hover down. And if you don't have a slow fall spell, the best way to get around is hop up on here. I've boosted my acrobatics skill 70, so I've cheated, like super cheated. Best thing would be to slide down here and then just hop over here. Of course, lower levels, that's going to be a really tough jump, and you might barely make it to the ledge. But anyway, moving on. All the cantons are connected by bridges, like so. We've also got upper tier bridges. That, and okay. Again, you've got the canton sign, you've got the ramps. That sounded promising. Yeah, you've got the upper and lower sections of the wasteworks. You've got the long halls, like I mentioned. Sometimes there will be shops in these long halls, but usually they'll be empty like this. Yeah, got wasteworks. Below that is canal works and south exit. So yeah, again, we've got the ramps that came up earlier, and you got to hook around to the side to get to the plaza. So, and got manners for all these super rich people, shops and whatnot, and so this would be east. So this would be the arena pit. Sorry. East. I get my east and west, north and south mixed up in this city so quickly, even now, but after 12 years I still get that mixed up. Anyway, yeah. East. So for whatever reason I always think that's north. I'm not sure why. Probably because the palace is up there. Anyway, but yeah, the arena is a little different. Got Well, as you'd expect, arena. Got stadium seating up here. You've got the pit down there. The lore has it described as like fighting arena as well as like theatrical um, settings and all that sort of stuff. And really quick, you may have mentioned or noticed they've got these guar hide coverings. Kind of used. You'd think, yeah, you're indoors already because you got the giant dome. But originally, this was designed to have an open air uh, level. I mean, the dome was not supposed to be here originally. And if you look at the concept art for Vivec City, it is very different. And you can get mods that make it to be more like that open air design. Like a lot of the plaza levels on the cantons were open air. But they're not, so you can just kind of deal with it. Again, you've got other cantons. I'm not going to explore those. You can do that on your own time. You've got the Telvanni over there, and way down there past that canton is the House Hlalu. And with most of the house cantons in the plaza, got a vault or a treasury, but they're really hard to get into. But if you do manage to get into them, they've got some really, really cool gear. You've got some ebony armor in there. You've got unique enchanted items in there, depending on which one you go to. And moving on, you've got the St. Olms and St. Dellen. They've got the statues of the saints, and the only thing that's different about these is you've got the low rent housing on the south one, and you've got south 2 over here. You've got north 1 and 2 on that side, on the north side, and you've got south 1 through 3. Same deal over here, and on the north side. And moving on to the temple district, you've got the gondolier over there. Speaking of the gondolier, the only cantons that don't have gondoliers are the St. Olms and Dellen cantons. But anyway, back to the temple. Take that off while I'm going inside. That was my levitation enchant. You've got the Hall of Justice, and over at that door is the Hall of Wisdom. Hall of Justice has like your ordinator, barracks and offices. You've got the offices up there. You've got the barracks down around the corner here. Or is it down there? There's another doorway down there. I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, this kind of just goes up and around. You've got offices and whatnot down there. And you've got a doorway over to the Hall of Wisdom, where this is where all the temple priests and priestesses work, or rather where they live. And you've got the housing and offices doors down there, and the Library of Vivec. Actually, this takes you to a place in the main quest, or rather a quest, part of the main quest takes place here. There's 5 entrances just on this side, and actually I think that's it for the entire library. Probably noticed this game looks really good right now. I've got a severe graphical overhaul recently, so actually I need to go this way. And And off to the palace. Well, before we get to the palace, let's put that levitation enchant back on. And we've got the temple in all of its glory. I've got entrances on either side. You can talk to her to join the temple. And let's kind of scoot through here. And we've got the palace. The Palace of Vivec is where the man-god lives and spends most of his time now that he's not really a public figure anymore. You'll figure out why that's the way it is as you play the game, or the main quest. You do get to talk to him during the main quest, as you'd kind of imagine. Since you do play the hero, you gotta talk to important people. So, part of the, actually the temple quest, faction quest, is this. You've got the puzzle canals. You've got 4 levels, and it's a bit of a maze down in there, but got some nice treasure down there. You've got a guy that looks like an enemy, but isn't. And you've got the Ministry of Truth. And that's also part of the main quest. But I'm not going to spoil that. So, let's... Oh, hey, there's Ebonheart. I may do a city tour over there eventually. Which I think I'll do that next. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Have fun exploring the city. Remember, always save, and have a fantastic day, you guys. Y'all take care.